Simple game. 4
weeks, 10 history units to review, 28 short videos to help us prepare. Then we take the final exam.
And you really think we can do this?
We're going to do it.
The compass rose is the symbol on the map that shows directions for north, south, east, and west. We call those the cardinal directions. North, south, east, west. Cardinal directions are the best. Depending on the compass rose, it might also give you a clue as to the intermediate directions. Diagonals, intermediate direction. Northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. If you need to know how to get from Riverside down to San Diego, which direction would you travel? North, south, east, or west? Well, if you use the compass rose, you can tell we need to travel south. But the only problem with the compass rose is it doesn't tell you exactly where something is located. For example, San Diego is south from Riverside, but San Diego is also on the same map north of Mexico. And for that matter, it's west of Arizona and it's east of the Pacific Ocean. Whoa, that's deep, man. So if all we have is the compass rose, we might not know exactly how to get somewhere. That's where latitude and longitude come in. Latitude and longitude tell you exactly where a place is located on a map. It's very similar to coordinates in math. Remember, it always takes two numbers. You'll need both latitude and longitude. Lines of latitude are called parallels. That's because they run parallel to each other, like railroad tracks. They stay the same distance apart and they never touch. The middle parallel is called the equator. It's 0 degrees latitude. It cuts the globe directly in half and divides it into a northern hemisphere and a southern hemisphere on the bottom. So, if you are 40 degrees north, that means you are 40 degrees north of the equator. Likewise, if you are 20 degrees south, you are 20 degrees south of the equator. But notice the problem we have if we only measure latitude. For example, if I'm at 40 degrees north as my latitude, am I in North America, Europe, or Asia?
I just don't know.
I could be any of those places. In the same way, if I'm 20 degrees south latitude, I could be in South America, or Africa, or even Australia. Good eye, mate. That's why we need both latitude and longitude to know exactly where we are. Lines of longitude are called meridians. Just like the equator is the 0 degree line of latitude, we also have a 0 degree line of longitude. It's called the prime meridian, and it goes through Greenwich, England. It also splits the world into two hemispheres, only this time it's not north and south. Do you see how it splits? Into the western hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. If you are 90 degrees west, that means you're 90 degrees to the west of the prime meridian. Likewise, if you are 90 degrees east, you are 90 degrees to the east of the prime meridian. Also notice that these lines are not parallel. They don't stay the same distance apart. They actually meet at two places, the North and the South Pole. That's because the world is not flat. But here again, we see the problem with only knowing one piece of information. If I'm 90 degrees east in my longitude, I could be in Antarctica or all the way up here in Asia. Likewise, if I'm 90 degrees west, I could again be in Antarctica or all the way up here in North America. It's only when you use both latitude and longitude that you get a coordinate or a point on a map. For example, Sydney, Australia is 40 degrees, about 40 degrees south. That is, its line of latitude is 40 degrees south of the equator. But it's also about 150 degrees east of the prime meridian. That's its line of longitude. And when you combine the latitude and the longitude, you get a point on the map. So for Sydney, Australia, we'd say, again, it's roughly, if we estimate, 40 degrees south, 150 degrees east on the map. Also be aware that most maps, including this one, don't show every single line of latitude and longitude. So for example, to find Promontory Point in Utah, that's where the Transcontinental Railroad connected the western and eastern lines, using this map, you'd have to estimate the exact coordinates. We can tell Promontory Point is a little bit higher than 40 degrees north latitude. We can also tell it's a little bit further west than 110 degrees west. It's longitude. Well, the exact coordinates are 41 degrees north, 112 degrees west. But we can get even closer than that, because in between every single degree of latitude and longitude are 60 minutes. Not minutes like time, but just a smaller unit of measurement, like how inches are smaller than feet, but they're both measuring distance. So the precise coordinates of Promontory Point are 41 degrees, 38 minutes north, that's the latitude, and 112 degrees, 30 minutes west, longitude. And where the line of latitude and longitude meet forms a coordinate, a specific location on a map.